Good morning, everybody, or whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. I really meant to get this in yesterday. There's been so much going on at the juice place. We had to redo the kitchen. The juice press broke. We redid the floor. We had to put everything back. We rearranged the kitchen, and I've just been at work a lot more than I thought I was going to be. So I will get right into it. Today is a full moon. We have a full moon that is exact at 10:56 this morning. The moon is in Aries and the sun is in Libra, and those signs are opposite of each other. And that's how we get a full moon. So this is like the universe is asking us again, one more time, to really consider how we do individuality and how we do independence and how we do ourselves, and how that affects relationship, how that shows up in our relationships, how it affects our relationships. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's all about the self. If you were to walk into a really, really Aries room, there would be a bunch of mirrors so they can see themselves, self-reflection. There would be some workout stuff, whether that is like yoga clothes, yoga mats, free weights, machines. It's a very big part of Aries energy is self-improvement, independence, this warrior energy. And then, of course, Libra is the sign of the other. It's about harmony and balance and relationships. And there's just this season of the year, so many people are jumping into relationships, getting engaged, or even ending relationships. So as you go through your day today and even tomorrow, I just want you to observe how you are in relationship, how your independence, how your individuality, how all of those things fit in with each other, how they kind of align. There are two different T squares that are in the sky today. So that is a lot of tension, and the energy is heightened anyway when the moon is full. The moon affects all of the water on the planet. In the olden days when people were more connected with the land, and there are still a lot of people that are connected with the land, the farmers and such, but generally speaking, I am not. I mean, I try to spend as much time outside as I can, but I don't really know what fruits are in season, and when to plant, when to harvest. I don't have that knowledge. That's not something my job doesn't depend on it. So back when more people were connected with the land, it was common knowledge to not cut your hogs on full moon, to bury fence posts on the full moon, to have surgery around the full moon, because the moon pulls all the water up to the surface. So if you build a fence on the full moon, the ground is going to be a lot softer. That fence is going to fall over. So we are affected. All of a lot of the water in our body goes up to our brain, which can make us all feel a little bit crazy, a little bit silly. That's where the expression lunacy comes from. It's just the kind of craziness that comes around the full moon. The full moons, different healthcare workers will all say that, in the ER, there's just weird incidents of people hurting themselves or whatever. So just be aware of that, the intensity, maybe the tension. Aries is some of my coworkers are Aries, and a lot of Aries, their mind is in Aries, their sun is in Aries, their rising sign is Aries, their Mars is in Aries, lots of Aries energy. They're always doing shit. They're always one of the guys is 19 and he's always flipping water bottles. I'm not going to do it because this is glass, but he'll flip it and try to land it on the right side. And just dude, could you just sit for a minute? He's like, no, I got to be doing something. And that's a lot of the energy that's around us today. We have a lot of those high warrior Aries vibes. And then pair that with the tension that's coming from the T-squares and cardinal signs. We're gonna feel a lot of this energy, and it may be hard to kind of place. Well, it feels one way, it feels the other. It might be easier to just observe what you're feeling and not try to give it any labels or words. Both of the T squares, remember T stands for tension, release in Cancer. So Cancery things are going to be medicine for all of us. Cancer rules the home, Cancer rules the mother, it rules like nurturing energy. It's a water sign. So if you're feeling a lot of tension, if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling a lot of the vibes that are beaming down from the sky, maybe just go home, maybe spend some time at home, start a project at home, make some yummy food and share it with your loved ones, like your mama would do for you. Take a bath, cry, get out your favorite blankets. Cancer's all about comfort and nurturing and like mothering. So those different qualities are going to feel good as we're faced with all the rest of this tension. Thursday, the 21st, the moon is going to be shifting out of its full moon state, out of Aries into Taurus. So energy kind of calms down. Thank goodness. Taurus is such a sweetheart. Our emotional body will be nurtured by Taurian things. The senses, Taurus is very sensual, and I don't mean exclusively like sexual. I mean, they like their foods that taste good. They like their things that feel good, whether it's their favorite clothes or their favorite blankets or their like favorite bed. Outdoors is critical for Taurus people. So in order to take care of your emotional body, in order to to care for your emotional needs, do something outside. If it's too cold outside, open up your windows, let the outside come into you. I think that will feel really good. And especially with the moon is going to be moving over Uranus over the like today or on Thursday. So it's going to pass over. When the moon passes over Uranus, there's a certain quality of emotional volatility that we're all subject to. So doing these physical things, these things that integrate you with your senses, what you see, what you smell, what you hear, what you taste, what you feel, going outside is going to help kind of neutralize some of that emotional volatility that we can be subjected to. Friday, the 22nd. This is the last day of Libra season. The last day, the sun is in the 29th degree of Libra. It will move into Scorpio on Saturday. The moon is in Taurus again, or still. We have a couple different aspects between Saturn and Jupiter. I know last time I did one of these, I talked about how those two planets were making everything lucky and success more like graspable. Those are still with us for now. I think that they go away on Saturday. But when the sun and Jupiter have the relationship that they have right now, it is like a lucky, generous, enthusiastic tendency towards overindulging though. So like we can have so much fun and be enjoying ourselves so much that maybe we have one drink too many. Or we can be like reveling in how good our food tastes and enjoying our company so much that maybe we overeat or we stay up too late, or any of those like, oh, I did too much of that feelings can come. That's more of the shadowy aspect of Jupiter trine sun. But other than that, it's like, it's generous, it's enthusiastic, it's exuberant, it's so lucky, it's so joyful, so abundant. We also have Mars and Jupiter interacting harmoniously, which still makes success like fingertip distance away. Like we can grasp at it, we can pull it towards us. People might think that you're just lucky especially if you have this in your chart, if you're born with this aspect. Right now, I'm just talking about what's happening in the sky current day. People will just think, oh, she's so lucky, dang it. It's really, you make your own luck from your strong self-belief. You make your own luck from your good, honest intentions, and because you take bold first steps. So as this, I think that this continues. Yeah, it'll still be all the way through Monday. So we still have this aspect for a while. If there are first steps, if there are opportunities that present themselves to you, don't be afraid to take them. You've got the planets on your side. We have a Saturn Mercury trine as well. There's a lot of trines. There's a lot of harmonious aspects in the sky, which gives Saturn is like the principal or like the father, like he's going to make sure that you're going on the right path and doing the right things. And when Saturn is aspecting Mercury in this particular way, it gives you persistence, it gives you perseverance, that leads you to success. So it's a mental drive that we all have going for us right now with Saturn playing with Mercury. It will enable us to enjoy longevity in whatever you put your mind to. So our minds are very powerful over these couple of days. So be aware of what you're thinking about, be aware of your thought process, of the patterns. Do you go into these spiraling negative self-talks without realizing it? It's so easy. It's so easy to do. Sometimes those little thought patterns just kind of skim under the surface. They're insidious and kind of sneaky. And last but not least, the moon will be sextiling Neptune for just a short little amount of time. This gives us a strong sense of intuition. It gives us a sensitivity, a strong sense of feeling. We have strong morals. We have a lot of honesty. We have a lot of genuineness. And these things can leave us at risk of being taken advantage of. So just be aware of yourself as you're being your good little self, and make sure that you don't have any like unknowns around you. And I mean that people that like want to scam you or take things from you, your goodness might make you vulnerable to them, and that's okay. Like, don't be afraid of it, but maybe just don't engage with any creepy people online. Sunday the 23rd, the sun is in Scorpio, the moon is in Gemini. So we're still in this time of like air cycle, lots of air in the sky. We have 5 planets in the sky, the north node, or 5 planets in air. The north node is in an air sign. So it's a really good time to do a little bit of therapy, a little bit of counseling, whether that is like a paid professional or you have a vent sesh with a friend. And if that's the route you're going to go, maybe your friend or your mom, just check in with them first, make sure that they have the capacity to hold whatever it is that you have to talk about. We don't want to drain our friends and suck energy from our moms or whoever it is that we like to confide in. So it is important to have that kind of boundary. Hey, I need to vent. Is now a good time for you? And it's just a really sweet gesture for them to give you permission to dump on them or unload on them. The Jupiter and Saturn aspects are still present today. The moon, or the emotional body, is in Gemini, so feelings can be all over the place. Gemini is like known for having all these different personalities, and all like they're mutable, they're flexible, they change directions really, really easily, and they can have like a lot of personalities filed away. So to have the emotional body there, it might be hard to kind of know what you're feeling, and maybe a lot easier to think about what you're feeling than to actually feel what you're feeling. And with all the planets in air, we have that excellent communication at our fingertips where we can talk about it. And the sun in Scorpio is going to be bringing in a depth to our conversations where maybe we don't shy away from the uncomfortable topics, or we dive head first into them. So just observe Saturday. Yeah, let's see, Sunday the 24th, sun is still in Scorpio, moon is in Gemini. There's still a grand trine in air. The moon is trining Mercury. So that's another little aspect for excellent communication, excellent social skills. It makes us perceptive, it makes us sensitive, and there's a really good balance between rational thought and intuitive thought. So just know that going into Saturday that there's a better balance between like right hemisphere, left hemisphere, our creative side and our practical side. The moon is also trining Saturn, which gives us an emotional stability. So I think it was Thursday, the moon was moving past Uranus, which gives us like emotional volatility. By Sunday, our emotional body should be calmed down. It should be more consistent. It should be less like all over the place. Uranus rules electricity. It rules like chaotic. It rules erratic and unprecedented. And Saturn is the one that is consistent and rigid, and this is the structure and this is how we do it. So to have the moon in harmony with Saturn, it gives us patience, it gives us steady emotions, emotional security, maturity and security. The moon is, let's see, also opposite Venus. So on Sunday, and it's just Sunday, it's not like a long aspect. There, you may feel a great need for love and affection, but may have difficulty meeting it. And I just from experience, a lot of times when we're really needy from other people, we really need that affection from Charlie or from my mom. It's because I'm lacking it from myself on the inside. So on Sunday, just take note, if you are feeling emotionally needy, you need some love, you need some affection, you need your other to show you that they love you. Ask yourself if you're doing those same things for yourself. And if you're not, I mean, relationships aren't 50-50. I know that, but I also know that like our own self love is, we can't be satisfied from other people if we don't have it within ourselves first. So just keep your expectations under control, keep them managed. Remember that you are responsible for feeling good about yourself, for feeling taken care of, and for feeling loved just as much as, if not more than the other people that are in your life. Mars and Jupiter are still having their little dance, that strong self-belief, the honest intentions, decisive action is a strong point with this aspect as well. And then last but not least, we have Monday. We still have an air grand trine, still lots of air, still lots of talking and communicating and thinking. But we do have a T-square in mutable signs. So when there is a T-square in mutable signs, we can feel a little bit scattered, a little bit disjointed, inability to gather thoughts into a collective cohesion of ideas. So the goal on Monday is to sustain a sense of balance and coordination. And all that you do, the T-square is releasing in Virgo, which is an earth sign. So any earthy things that you can do, your lists, checking in with your finances, putting your feet physically on the earth, on the ground, getting organized, like all the clutter that's around you will help you to create a sense of outward balance. And so there can be inward balance, because if one is off, then it's a crapshoot. Mars and Jupiter trining still going on Monday. It should be helpful in taking constructive action, in doing those earth things, the practical things, the like getting organized. It should be helpful. So if I think that you feel the T-square most if you have a mutable sign, which is Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces. I had to think about that for a minute. Know that you can lean on the energy from Jupiter that is like highlighting your drive, highlighting your motivation and your movement forward. So if you're feeling the tension, do your Virgo activities, take your supplements, eat healthy foods, make sure you're taking care of your body, make sure you're cleaning up clutter, make sure that you're dealing with organizational things. And that will be the medicine for the tension that's in the sky. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. If anyone has any questions, let me know, and have a beautiful day.